Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Are you preparing for the Canadian citizenship test? In today's video, we are going to practice 25 questions about rights and responsibilities, an important topic covered in Discover Canada, the rights and responsibilities of citizenship. Here's how this practice test works. For each question, you will see 4 possible answers. Take a few seconds to think about the question and choose the answer you believe is correct. After that, I will reveal the correct answer and give you a short explanation to help you understand and remember the information. I recommend keeping track of your score as you go. And remember, these are practice questions based on the official Discover Canada study guide. They are not the actual questions from the citizenship test. So, get your notes ready, focus on the questions, and let's see how well you know Canadian rights and responsibilities. Are you ready? Let's begin. What are the 3 responsibilities of Canadian citizenship? A. Buying Canadian products, owning a business, and recycling. B. Obeying the law, taking responsibility for yourself and your family, and serving on a jury. C. Learning both official languages, joining a union, and voting. D. Serving in the military, owning a home, and volunteering. The correct answer is B. Obeying the law, taking responsibility for yourself and your family, and serving on a jury when called. These are among the responsibilities of Canadian citizenship described in Discover Canada. Which of the following is a responsibility of Canadian citizens? A. Voting in elections. B. Owning a Canadian passport. C. Buying a home. D. Joining a political party. The correct answer is A. Voting in elections. Voting is an important way citizens participate in Canada's democratic system and is identified as a responsibility of Canadian citizenship. What does the rule of law mean? A. Only citizens must obey the law. B. Governments can ignore the law. C. Everyone is subject to the law. D. Only elected officials must follow the law. The correct answer is C. Everyone is subject to the law. The rule of law means that everyone, including individuals and governments, must follow the law. No one is above the law. What happens when a Canadian citizen is called to serve on a jury? A. They can automatically refuse. B. They are legally required to serve, unless legally excused. C. Only government employees can serve. D. They must join the police. The correct answer is B. Jury service is an important civic responsibility. A person who is called for jury duty is generally required to serve unless they are legally excused. Which of the following is a fundamental freedom in Canada? A. Freedom to ignore laws. B. Freedom of peaceful assembly. C. Freedom to avoid taxes. D. Freedom to drive without a license. The correct answer is B. Freedom of peaceful assembly. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms protects several fundamental freedoms, including freedom of peaceful assembly. Which freedom allows Canadians to express their thoughts, beliefs and opinions? A. Freedom of expression. B. Freedom from elections. C. Freedom from taxation. D. Freedom to ignore court decisions. The correct answer is A. Freedom of expression. Freedom of thought, belief, opinion and expression is one of the fundamental freedoms protected in Canada. Which of the following is a fundamental freedom in Canada? A. Freedom of association. B. Freedom to break the law. C. Freedom from jury duty. D. Freedom from elections. The correct answer is A. Freedom of association. Freedom of association is one of the fundamental freedoms protected by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. What does freedom of religion mean in Canada? A. Everyone must follow the same religion. B. Only certain religions are allowed. C. Canadians have freedom of conscience and religion. D. Religion is required for citizenship. The correct answer is C. Canadians have freedom of conscience and religion. Canada protects freedom of conscience and religion. People are free to hold their own religious beliefs or choose not to follow a religion. What does equality of women and men mean in Canada? A. Men have more legal rights. B. Women have more legal rights. C. Men and women are equal under the law. D. Only citizens have equal rights. The correct answer is C. Men and women are equal under the law. Equality between women and men is an important principle protected in Canadian law and reflected in the Charter. Which document protects fundamental rights and freedoms in Canada? A. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. B. A driver's license. C. A Canadian passport. D. A tax return. The correct answer is A. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The Charter is part of Canada's Constitution and protects important rights and freedoms. What are the mobility rights? A. The right to own a car. B. The right to live and work anywhere in Canada. C. The right to travel without identification. D. The right to avoid border controls. The correct answer is B. The right to live and work anywhere in Canada. Mobility rights allow Canadian citizens to move to and live in any province or territory and to pursue a livelihood there, subject to applicable constitutional rules. Which two languages have equal status in the Parliament and Government of Canada? A. English and Spanish. B. French and Spanish. C. English and French. D. English and German. The correct answer is C. English and French. English and French are Canada's two official languages at the federal level, with equal status in Parliament and the Government of Canada. What is multiculturalism? A. Everyone must have the same culture. B. Canadians respect and celebrate cultural diversity. C. Only one culture is recognized. D. Immigrants must abandon their culture. The correct answer is B. Canadians respect and celebrate cultural diversity. Canada is a multicultural country. People from many cultural backgrounds contribute to Canadian society while sharing common Canadian values. Which of the following is a way citizens can help their community? A. Volunteering. B. Avoiding neighbors. C. Ignoring community problems. D. Refusing to help others. The correct answer is A. Volunteering. Volunteering is one way Canadians contribute to their communities and help others. Which activity is an example of volunteering? A. Helping at a food bank without pay. B. Paying a parking ticket. C. Applying for a passport. D. Paying income tax. The correct answer is A. Helping at a food bank without pay. Volunteering means giving your time and effort to help others or your community without receiving payment. What does taking responsibility for yourself and your family include? A. Depending entirely on government assistance. B. Getting a job and taking care of your family when you are able. C. Avoiding work. D. Refusing to contribute to society. The correct answer is B. Getting a job and taking care of your family when you are able. Discover Canada identifies taking responsibility for yourself and your family as one of the responsibilities of citizenship. Which of the following is a responsibility related to Canada's environment? A. Protecting Canada's natural heritage. B. Avoiding all outdoor activities. C. Never visiting national parks. D. Ignoring pollution. The correct answer is A. Protecting Canada's natural heritage. Canadians are encouraged to protect Canada's natural environment and heritage, and to avoid waste and pollution. Which of the following is not a responsibility of Canadian citizenship? A. Obeying the law. B. Voting in elections. C. Serving on a jury when called. D. Owning a house. The correct answer is D. Owning a house. Owning a home is not a responsibility of Canadian citizenship. Responsibilities include obeying the law, voting, serving on a jury when called, and taking responsibility for yourself and your family. What does the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms protect? A. Fundamental rights and freedoms. B. Free housing for all citizens. C. Guaranteed employment. D. Free vehicles. The correct answer is A. Fundamental rights and freedoms. The Charter protects fundamental freedoms and other important rights in Canada. Which right allows Canadian citizens to enter and leave Canada? A. Mobility rights. B. Property rights. C. Jury rights. D. Voting rights. The correct answer is A. Mobility rights. Canadian citizens have the constitutional right to enter, remain in, and leave Canada. Is military service compulsory for Canadian citizens? A. Yes, for everyone. B. Yes, after age 18. C. No, there is no compulsory military service in Canada. D. Yes, for permanent residents only. The correct answer is C. No, there is no compulsory military service in Canada. However, serving in the Canadian Armed Forces is one way Canadians can contribute to their country. Which of these is another way to contribute to your community? A. Helping others through volunteer work. B. Ignoring community needs. C. Refusing to participate in community activities. D. Avoiding all public services. The correct answer is A. Helping others through volunteer work. Volunteering is an important way to contribute to your community and support other people. What is one important principle connected to the rule of law? A. No one is above the law. B. Laws apply only to citizens. C. Government officials are above the law. D. Laws are optional. The correct answer is A. No one is above the law. The rule of law means that laws apply to everyone, including governments and public officials. Which of the following is protected as a fundamental freedom in Canada? A. Peaceful assembly. B. Freedom to commit a crime. C. Freedom from paying taxes. D. Freedom to ignore court orders. The correct answer is A. Peaceful assembly. Freedom of peaceful assembly is one of the fundamental freedoms protected by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Why are rights and responsibilities both important in Canadian citizenship? A. Citizens have rights, but no responsibilities. B. Rights come with responsibilities. C. Responsibilities apply only to newcomers. D. Rights apply only during elections. The correct answer is B. Rights come with responsibilities. Canadian citizenship provides important rights and freedoms, but citizens also have responsibilities. These include obeying the law, participating in democracy, serving on a jury when called, taking responsibility for yourself and your family, and contributing to your community. Understanding both your rights and your responsibilities is an important part of being an informed Canadian citizen. That brings us to the end of our 25-question Canadian citizenship practice test on rights and responsibilities. How did you do? If you scored 21 to 25, excellent work. If you scored 16 to 20, very good and keep reviewing. If you scored 15, congratulations. You reached the current passing score used for the citizenship test. And if you scored below 15, don't worry. Review the questions you missed and try again. Remember, these are practice questions based on Discover Canada. They are not the actual citizenship test questions. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, always use the official Government of Canada resources. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for more Canadian citizenship practice questions. In our next video, we'll continue with another topic from Discover Canada. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your Canadian citizenship journey.